This is Millie. Millie is a 5-year-old female, and I am her primary trainer, so any behaviors that she learns, I teach her, so we're really close. She had her first calf this year, his name is Azizi, and that is just super special because you work with them so closely. Anytime there's a giraffe birth, that is just like, it's like Christmas. It's wonderful. But anytime I get to work with them, it makes my day. I clean enclosures, clean buildings, make sure everybody's fed, make sure everybody's healthy. But then on occasion, I get to go out and actually work with these guys one-on-one, which is definitely my favorite part of the job. I grew up coming to the zoo. I'm a Springfield resident, and I just want to give people the same experience that I would have wanted to get as a kid. I want to make it personal for people. I want people to come to the zoo and leaving feel like they had a really special experience. So I get to do that in my position. I get to show people these amazing creatures up close and show them a little bit more of the personal side, which is super fun, and I just love interacting with the community. Not only do people get to see animals from Africa, South America, Asia, really up close, they can be a part of conservation around the world. Part of the proceeds from gift shop and missions, different events we have, all go back to conservation, which is super cool. And it's just an awesome way to spend your Saturday afternoon or your Tuesday morning with your kids. It's so fun to just have a little zoo, but you get to see so much when you get here.
No day is ever the same. You know, I can either be involved in hours of animal husbandry, or I can be involved in hours of office work, whether it is ordering process for our supplies, you know, logistics, or doing an education class, or just replying to some emails. I'm over our safety committee here at the zoo as well. This is Festus. He is a male Aldabra tortoise. He's in his low to mid 70s, and he weighs a few hundred pounds. So I'm coming up on 14 years employed at the zoo. It's a great opportunity. I was born in this city, and went to college here and got a job here. So it is I think even more so important to me to just be able to connect and give back to the community here. A large function of being a zookeeper is to help educate and connect the public to animals that are as amazing as these guys, or to let them know of the conservation efforts that exist to help protect the diversity we have on this planet. The zoo obviously is important to educate people about wildlife and the diversity of life on our planet, as well as the conservation of that diversity. But you know, it is just another opportunity to get people outdoors. Too many people are stuck indoors and glued to screens all day. So you know, to have a great zoo like this in our community, to where people can get outside and enjoy nature a little bit. And we try to make our exhibits as natural as possible when we can, and just provide an additional park for the community to enjoy.
I've lived in Springfield since 1994, and one of the very first things I did was become a FOS member. And the zoo in this area is so important because not only do the kids get educated about animals and their conservation and the way they live in the wild and reproduce and find food. I mean, all of those wonderful things that you learn about the animal kingdom, but also empathy for those animals. Breeding programs and scientific research for cures for animals, that all goes on. One of the things that really struck me when I did my behind-the-scenes tour of the zoo was the amount of knowledge that these zookeepers have and the amount of passion that they have for their job. And these are city employees that are brilliant at what they do. And not only is their research benefiting our animals right here in the zoo, but they talk to scientists worldwide about cures and ways to protect endangered species and how to breed endangered species and keep these babies alive. And it was really very impressive how much these zookeepers knew and how much I learned during my tour.
In the background in his habitat is Indy. He's our male Asian elephant. Indy's around 46 years old. It's an estimated age from when he came over from the wild. So he's about 46 years old and he's been at Dickerson Park Zoo for about 6 years. I've worked for Dickerson Park Zoo in the city of Springfield for about 12 years now. And so it's been a good haul. All in all, I've worked at the Dickerson Park Zoo and guest services side for almost 15 years total. We serve our community every day here at Dickerson Park Zoo. During our busy season, in the fall, the spring, and the summer, we actually do keeper chats on a daily basis. And so when we do these keeper chats, we not only talk to the public about the animals that we have here at the zoo, but also the conservation efforts that we do in-house here at the zoo, and then also ex situ, outside of this region. For example, our Malayan tigers, we talk about their conservation efforts going on in the Malaysian Peninsula right now with poaching and just the education message that we give the people over there. And the numbers have slightly started to increase with the funds that we actually help with that conservation effort. And so just educating the public on a daily basis, I feel like is a huge thing that we do. It means a lot to me to be able to serve this community, just because I can reach out to those young kids that are coming into the zoo and just seeing just animals and not really knowing what's going on, but reaching out to them and connecting them directly with, let's say Petra, our Malayan female tiger, or Mula, who's on exhibit right now, our Asian elephant, one of our Asian elephants. Just connecting them, and that's a huge thing for me. So just reaching out to the public, seeing them, getting to interact with the animals in front of them, and sometimes even bringing people behind the scenes so that they can interact with the animals. It's just a huge thing to see that on their face, that expression of excitement, and just learning and loving these animals just like we do here at the zoo.
One of the things that we do here at Dickerson Park Zoo is we take all of the manure waste from the animals that we have, the herbivores that we have, and we compost that material. And then we sell it every spring and fall, and the local gardeners come and purchase that and use it on their gardens. I hear it's great for tomatoes and pumpkins. But that money we use to send overseas to help with Asian elephant conservation projects. We support a lot of conservation issues that are over in other countries, but also locally as well. So we work with Missouri State University with Dr. Green and Dr. Marr over at Missouri State University to do some local projects. In the past, we've done projects with Dr. Robbins, who does some bat research. And then we send monies overseas to help with a lot of the conservation projects to save the species that we're caring for here at the zoo that are the ambassadors for their wild cousins.
You know, it's nice to be a part of the community and the education. You know, that's one of our big points is the education side of the zoo, and it's nice to be able to contribute that way as a city employee. Our internship program has grown over the years. It's up to, we'll have well over 100 interns a year, and that's anywhere from just, you know, kids coming in to see if it's what they might want to do to veterinary externs, which are, you know, that's part of their career choice. And we are, you know, it's international.
I was going to try to spread that out, but I did not do very good.
This is Babs. She came from Texas a few days ago, and currently she is in quarantine. All our animals that come in from a new facility have to go through 30 days of quarantine. So she will spend a few more weeks up here. We'll observe her, check her out, and she'll eventually be introduced to our other cheetahs. She will be in our cheetah breeding program. She is on, there is what you call the SSP, Species Survival List, and they are rated on what animals can breed with what animals. So we have a good mate paired up for her. His name is Tendaji, or we have our two young boys, Wally and Glenn. And so we will be introducing her to the males and hopefully getting baby cubs here in the future. Sometimes it's a little more difficult with cheetahs. They like to be really picky of who they choose as a mate. But we have 3 options to use, which will be very nice. Some other programs that we have going on, we do different career days for kids. Yeah, just yesterday at University Plaza, I did a career day for high school students. And these high school students came to us and reminded us over the years of how we've made an impression on them at Dickerson Park Zoo, being there, going to their classroom with different animals from education department, and now they're in high school getting ready to enter college, and they said, you know, this is something I'm really interested in. It's coming out to the zoo, volunteering, they're working with animals, or I have kids say, hey, I want to be a veterinarian because I saw a zoo program. I think it's just fantastic to have the involvement with the community every single day. It's not like, oh, so, you know, I have to do a community service project. I'm doing community service every day, being here at the zoo, just talking to the public. Right now, we have a high school group out on zoo grounds, and they are spending their day just here at the zoo volunteering. And so it's not just us, it's other people that come in and help the zoo become a better zoo.
Today we did an examination on a Maine wolf, which is a wolf from South America, and so we do a physical examination. So usually our main procedure days are Tuesdays through Thursdays when my tech is here, because we split the weekends, and we just do an annual exam on our animals, make sure that they're healthy, and draw blood, take care of their teeth if they have dental issues, take radiographs or x-rays, do an ultrasound, and just generally do a well thorough checkup. But there's always something new, there's always something different, the way you interact with the keepers. I mean, these animals, they know everything about them, they know their routine and things like that, and so they can really pick up on if an animal is sick or if it's not acting right, and so it's just trying to form relationships with them, trying to understand and know their animals, and then trying to get the best treatment or the best therapy for their animals. So I think that's the interesting part. We have a good collection. We have a good amount of animals at Dickerson Park Zoo. That's always a little different, and so it's just interesting using the knowledge that I've obtained and trying to figure out how to treat the animal. I think the zoo is integral into the park system, and I think it provides a pivotal role, you know. At Springfield, it, you know, provides education, entertainment, it provides a sense of community, you know, and so it's just being part of that, and, you know, it just makes me feel happy, you know. This is a good city, a really nice college town, and I think, you know, they've put a lot into their zoo and into trying to improve the citizens, you know, the community, and I think the Dickerson Park Zoo does that, you know. So it's just a nice thing to do, and so it's just a way to give back, you know.
I've been here now for 42 years. I am an assistant parks director and the director of the zoo. Probably my favorite thing about the zoo is getting to create new features and programs for guests and the rest of our audience, whether that be school groups or whoever it might be. I would say that's probably my most favorite thing. I'm very committed to education. I'm very committed to supporting conservation programs out in the animals' natural habitat around the world. It's a big part of quality of life here. It's a place that people can go and have a fun time with their family. That's what brings people out to the zoo. They'd like to have just a fun outing, get outside. We try to make that experience as enjoyable as possible. We try to make it educational for them also. I get a great deal of satisfaction from my job. I love what I do. That's why I'm still working. And I like to do things that people appreciate. You know, we get a lot of feedback from our guests, things they like, things they don't like, and that's really important for us in keeping up with what we need to do and planning for improvements and that sort of thing. So when they like and respond back to us how much they enjoy their visit, we get a lot of satisfaction from that.